cold. Ooh.
Y'all, welcome back to another Herbal Tea Thursday. I am your co-host, Giovanni, the Healthy Habits and Lifestyle Coach. I help those with endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome reduce chronic pain, eliminate stress, and minimize irregular or heavy periods. Also, the host of the Empowered Plates, Empowered Lives podcast, as well as having the number one mukbang on the planet for healthy eating and healthy living called the Nourish and Flourish Vibe. Shireen.
What up?
Bring
What
it
up?
back.
Hey, everyone. It is Shireen Simon. It is your host of Voices and Vibes. It is the founder of blackprint.com and, of course, the owner of Perspective Studios Productions. Welcome to another Thursday of Herbal Tea Thursday with Shireen and my girl, Giovanni. Giovanni, how you feeling, girl?
Woo! Right now, feeling a little heavy. But I have a plan for those emotions. And I have a plan for the shifting of my thoughts and my beliefs and my feelings. So I am executing that plan. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm just chilling. Spent some time tidying up the studio because I had to take equipment out to do some some lives. And I set it back up and I set it up for a open house hours today, our first open house hours, and nobody came through. What? I don't know what you're doing. Oh, you're on mute.
I am. Because do you hear that outside?
No, we hear nothing.
Okay, great. I did it on mute just so you didn't have that background noise. But what did you say just now?
Girl, I said that which part? I don't even know what you didn't hear.
The last part. How many people came through?
I was here, but nobody else came through. No
There
guests
you
came
go.
through.
I just wanted to make sure I heard
No,
that.
no,
So
no.
when
I mean
you
guest.
are,
I'm referring to guest. I was here. I said I was here. I was
I
tidying.
understand
I was
that
here.
you were
That
here. Good job.
because I was here, that didn't mean anything. I'm always jamming in here. So that didn't mean anything in regards to it wasn't negative. You're not hearing me. It was a good time. I had my music blasting. I was jamming in here. The vibes were hype. So whether or
Okay.
not people pulled up or not this time, it was cool, right? And so the
So
place
tell me
is
what was supposed to happen with the open house?
open house is just come through, see what's here, chit chat, meet me, let me meet the community, whoever rolls up, and we just kind of talk about what they need and how they can use the space, right?
And
Plus,
where do they pull up to?
girl, they pull up to Perspective Studio Productions at 101 and a half Mary Street West in Whitby, Ontario. But the way we set it, I changed up the setup just a little bit so that you can see what was going on in this room, and we moved the TV to the other side just so that I feel like it actually improved the feng shui in the room. It was very open, and it feels good to have everything clean and back in its place. So this is cool. We have our first official recording, like my first official. We've had lives in here, but tomorrow morning we have my first podcast recording in here. Oops, let me move over to
Let's go.
yeah. So oops, I can't see.
I'm
Yeah,
excited for you for that.
yeah, girl. So I'm excited. I'm excited because this particular person that's pulling up, she came through before, but
Uh-huh.
we did not have like we were still figuring out the equipment. We thought it was going to be an easy fix to just do what we wanted to do, and there's been some troubleshooting, but it's good that you go through it early when you just get started so that you can kind of push through. After that, you can fly, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's that's what's up, Shireen. I'm proud of you for having your first open house, and I'm really excited about your first podcast recording in
In the
Perspective
stu- in the
Studios.
studio. In the studio.
I know it's going to be an experience
It
for
is.
sure.
Yeah, for
I know
sure.
the vibes are going to be flowing. I can tell by your smile that you're excited about it.
I
Um, and
am.
I like that you even put yourself out there to have an open house. You know, most of the time when I hear open houses, I think of school, maybe because I'm a teacher and you
Oh,
go
you
in and
think of
just meet everybody.
schools.
Hmm?
Oh, no, I said you think of schools. That's interesting. I think of houses. I think of going to see a house,
Real
right?
estate. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Nah,
Oh,
I
I think of
automatically think
houses.
of school. Like, come and meet your teacher.
Mhm.
Know where your classes are. You know that type of vibe
True.
when I think of open house.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I like that. I like that. I'm excited for you. When is the next one? You just dropped the location. When's
Yeah,
the
so
next
it's
one?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, except for I think in 2 weeks 'cause I'll be traveling, but Tuesdays, we have open house from 2 to 4, and then Thursdays, we have open house from 4 to 6. So that way, if you got any 9 to 5ers, they can pull up afterwards, and um, if you got people available in the day, they can pull up in the day.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we try to be flexible to accommodate different schedules, you know.
I like it. I like it. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. So, if you haven't already, every Thursday, me and Shireen go live for our wellness series.
Ooh,
We're both wellness brands, and we're just excited to come here and just be real, raw with where we are, bring wellness into our businesses, and just vibe with y'all. So, if
absolutely.
you are here for your first time, welcome to the Herbal Tea
Welcome.
Thursday Live. If you're not here for your first time and you've been seeing us around, but you hadn't committed and showed that real good love, I need you to hit the subscribe button. And then I
Mhm.
need you to hit that notification bell so you don't miss when either one of us
Go
goes live.
live.
All right, so if you're on
Or you
Facebook,
don't
slide
miss
on over
anything that we
to
drop.
YouTube. Huh? What you say, Shireen?
I said, or you don't miss anything that we drop. You want to get all those videos, well, live or no live, you want to get all those videos, right?
Agreed. Because
Yeah,
ultimately, we want y'all on the journey with us, and that's
absolutely.
just what it is. We want to grow with you all. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do so. And thank you for the vibe, Shireen. You drink what you drinking today?
Girl, I literally went
I
to
don't
pack.
know. That's why I asked.
No, I'm saying I went to go pack my cup again. Put that cup on the counter. Right before I left the house, I put my cup on the counter. And then I forgot that I turned around and left that cup right on that counter. So I am drinking 3, 4 things. I had to step out. I have a herbal tea. I have a peppermint tea. I have a coffee because I'm feeling a little cold. And then I have water as well as I have a peach drink.
Okay.
I have a variation today.
All right. Well, I just got some green tea. I
Okay.
got some
Okay.
green tea
Okay.
in my cup. You ready to cheers and toast it
I
up so you can
am. I'm
find
gonna
that
cheers
beautiful one
from the
card and
chair.
check us. All
So
right, let's go.
cheers, girl. Cheers.
Thank
I
you.
can't
Thank
reach
you.
my camera anymore. So cheers from here.
What's up, Nayetta and Sports Sense? Y'all, thank y'all for coming through today and vibing with us. I don't know who else is here. I just see those comments in the chat. So I appreciate y'all. What you got for us, Shireen?
Well, while I do a little shuffle, do you want to
Okay. Give
drop
us that
your
good one, baby.
give us a good one?
A good one.
Alrighty. You said one.
A good one. Don't have, oh, I got stuff.
Oh,
You gotta go through 'em all.
you said, okay, well, 2
Yeah.
fell, but actually 3 fell, but 1 was instruction. So I just left it. But because you said a good one, and I
Okay.
pulled up this one, and it actually has the word one in it.
Mm,
I'm gonna drop this one for us.
okay.
All right, ready? Describe our relationship in one word. And because we have our family in the chat, our accountability sisters, uh, sports sets, and let's play the activity playhouse. If you had to describe the relationship that Giovanni and I have in one word, drop that in the chat. Let's hear. Let's hear. Let's hear. Okay, one word. Let me think. One word. Yeah, I don't even know. Uh, I would say that I think that I don't know. I have the word honest. Um, I have the word honest. We're very honest with each other, right? Sports Sense said, let me share that with everybody. Sisters. That's real cool. Yeah, I think that we are very open and honest with each other. We just talk to talk. What you think, Giovanni?
Um,
The Sports Center, we said one word. All right, what you got, Giovanni? What's the first word that came to mind? The first one, not the second, not the one you don't want to say. The one that no, the one you don't want to say. That's the one you got to say. Or you could text me that one if you want. But I want to hear
nah, the first one, I don't know. I wanted to say,
what you want to say.
I feel like I don't know. I don't know how to put it. Like I feel like the one word would be say evolving because I feel like we've evolved.
Definitely.
For sure. And I feel like we can be real because we had to have real conversations before, especially like last night. So we have to be able to we're able to have real conversations and still love each other at the end of it
All the
and
time. I was trying
understand
to
we're
think
coming
about what
from a safe
happened.
space. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out like a real good word because it could be challenging because we're in business, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not easy, but then like look at us last night, you know, going through our Shopify stuff. Like we
Yeah.
had fun with it, but at the same time, like we were witty at
Yeah, we
times, you
were witty.
know.
We were
And
witty.
so
We were funny.
I like witty, but
Yeah. I
I don't
think
know
that's
one
what
word. Like I'm really struggling with one word.
but yeah, I don't know. Even like Cynthia's sisters, or for me, honest, because even though we are witty, we say we are both very outspoken.
Oh,
Um, right? Would you or you agree? Yeah.
we are
We're
outspoken.
we are outspoken and we have evolved. But we just say whether we're serious or not serious, whether we want to tell each other something we like or we don't like, or whether we're just like at each other or we're joking with each other. That's why I said honest, because I feel like we just say what we got to say, even if we take things away, think about it, and come back and talk about it. I feel like we just say what we got to say, and it's all love with us.
I like honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with evolve because I think we're evolving. We're forever evolving and growing in different aspects and seeing each other grow and help each other in our different business ventures. So I'm gonna go with evolve. I feel like
All
our
right.
relationship is forever evolving. Like even with this, we're getting
Yes,
bigger and better with it.
we are
And this isn't
so
even
good
the
at this.
only thing that we work together on. So I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
evolving.
All right. Cool. 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 All right. What's next? You know what's next? Wellness win.
Y'all, we got our wellness wins. Type it
Our
in the
wellness
chat. Your
win.
wellness wins. Your wellness
Hmm.
wins.
Drop your
Your
wellness win
wellness
for the week,
wins.
baby. What are you happy about? What was your wellness win? Meditate on that one for 2.5 seconds. Let us know what your wellness win was for the week. I think I know mine. I feel like this past weekend I had, oh, just being alive and well. I like that. I'm sure. Sorry, I gotta lean forward just to do these ones. Thank you for sharing the activity playhouse. That's so important. For me, honestly, my wellness win has been great energy. I
Mm.
came off of this brunch on Sunday, and then Saturday was a women's conference. And at the brunch, I was the whole weekend was just a vibe. It was just high energy. The question is, what's your wellness win?
Your wellness win for the week. Your
Yeah,
wellness
what's
win.
your
You drop
wellness
your
win for the
wellness
week?
win in chat.
Yeah,
Shireen's
so
about to tell us about her wellness win.
yeah, for me it was just high energy, and I do need time to decompress when I'm like overstimulated. I just need time to like rejuvenate. Rejuvenate. So I've been actually pretty quiet
So
an
your
hour.
wellness win is that you took some time to rejuvenate this week? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, because we're gonna talk about the
So what was the win? Yeah,
No,
I
it was
just trying to
high energy. It was high energy. It
high
was me
energy.
putting myself out there. It was great vibes for me. Like that
I
was my
love
win.
that.
That
Come on,
yeah,
put
that
your
was
cup up.
yeah, yeah, girl. Cheers on
Put
it.
your cup up.
Bam, bam,
Thank you.
bam, bam. Now that was a win-win. I
My
felt
wellness win.
felt good.
My wellness win. I'm gonna have to say my wellness win is that I am
Turn this way. Wow.
becoming naturally visible and vocal about
I love it.
prioritizing
Mm,
my well-being
okay.
through healthy habits and lifestyle changes, to the point where today I didn't even realize how much of what I do is naturally just me.
Mm-hmm.
And so that win today mattered because I had a lot of conversations yesterday on the Empowered Plates and Empowered Lives podcast. I had a guest, Dr. Wright. He's been on the podcast before, but his symposium is coming up. And we were talking about African American men and prostate health. And a
Okay.
lot of times we're not talking about prostate health. They're not talking about prostate health enough in the male community. And most of the time, once you get diagnosed with prostate cancer, it's almost too late to do anything about it because there's no symptoms. So if you're not actively screening and aware of what's going on, you can't really do something about it. And so I was talking about how to get innovative about bringing that conversation more into everyday life, and how to get innovative with actually bringing men together to have that conversation, because a lot of times they're not going to come to things that you're having because they're not even aware that that's an important place for them to be.
Checking.
And I had that conversation today with a coworker, and it so happened that he
Mm-hmm.
lost, I think, his dad and a brother to prostate cancer. So he's talking more about prostate cancer to his sons, but it took two losses too many to start
Yeah.
making that valuable conversation happen. And I go hard with my health journey because it started when I had I was diagnosed with endometriosis and polycystic ovarian syndrome. They found 2 fibroids at the time of my surgery in March 2020, as well as adenomyosis on my left side.
Mm-hmm.
That diagnosis, or that information that I received about what was going on inside of my body, I knew I needed to change something. I didn't know what exactly, but I knew I needed to start changing something and start making changes. And so I slowly but surely started to do that. It
Mm-hmm.
wasn't until I lost two line sisters. So I'm a Delta, and two of my line sisters who are younger than me with kids. Um, I lost two in 2 years. And
Okay.
that hit me differently. And it was
Yeah.
like at that particular moment in time, I needed to truly be intentional about my well-being and my health. And I allowed this to go into a whole nother drive. I drive a stick shift. So I had to shift it into fifth gear. And I believe today I am grateful that I'm already on that journey of prioritizing and valuing my health, that I don't have to have so many people tell me I need to start doing better with prioritizing my health.
Yeah.
And so I'm even more excited to know that I'm continuing to be visible and vocal about prioritizing your health and your well-being, because if it doesn't matter to you, then that's the problem that we have. And so I want it to matter, and I want people to value it, and I don't want them to take it lightly. So that is my wellness win, is to continue to be visible and vocal, and to continue to put stuff out there to make it easy and accessible for people to start making changes so they live a vibrant, healthy life that they know they deserve. That's my wellness.
Okay.
It was a
Okay.
little longer than expected, right?
Yeah. It
But
was. Yeah. I mean,
I needed to get
you had
I appreciate
something, yeah, you needed to get out. So,
yeah.
yeah. Did you feel a little lighter just kind of getting some of that?
I
I know you
do.
got other things
I do
too,
feel a little
but
bit lighter about it, but it feels good to know that I'm being purposeful on the path that I'm living for my life. And it's
yeah,
not just for me. It started for me and I'm doing it for me, but it's
mhm,
not just me.
for you.
And I like that aspect of it.
Mhm. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Well,
Very cool.
today I am trying to remember the question for today. Today, I
The
think we're talking
question for today,
about rest.
everybody, the question
Mhm.
for today is, do you feel guilty about resting? Do you
Mhm.
feel guilty about resting?
I can say that
Go
even
ahead
though
and
I
start
had,
typing your thoughts in the chat. Shireen, go ahead. Let me hear you.
yeah, I was saying that I can say that even though I had an amazing weekend, I did just talk about decompressing. And I require my time
Mm,
to rejuvenate, right? I'm a little bit of both extroverted and introverted, but I actually heard something recently that talked about maybe you're not really truly introverted. You're just not being all you can be. But the thing about it as well is like the events that I went to, um, the key speakers were talking about being big and doing something big, right? So even you speaking about your journey and the things that you're doing and how you're supporting different people in the community, like just do it big, right? Even we heard that this morning. We kind of talked about it in the chat a bit, our personal accountability chat a bit. That's the theme was there, but it was also the theme of the weekend. And with that, I have to make sure that I still take time to rest after things that are big, right? And not necessarily feel guilty about that rest afterwards. So I took my time, but I did kind of feel guilty for taking time. I have everybody has a ton of things to do. A long list of follow ups. Especially this month has been. I was outside this month. I was outside as well as I was troubleshooting. But being able to take that time to rest without feeling guilty, and that's the part I'm working on is like not jumping up if somebody walks into the room because I feel like I shouldn't be chilling out. Or I am tired. One of the talks on the weekend, they said like there was a speaker that specifically spoke about um, lazy versus tired. And just because you're tired does not mean you're lazy, especially if you give credit to everything you just finished doing, right? So I had a late Friday night in the studio. I was already exhausted. Last week was just crazy as it was. Um, I think from since Thursday, it was pretty busy all week. And then Friday night was late. Saturday was an early morning. It was late again. I had to come back here, prepare for Sunday, pack my car. I was exhausted trying to get out of here. Couldn't. Sunday had an early morning, all day long. We did take a little bit of a break in between, and then by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today's what, Thursday? I was just depleted, but still feeling a little guilty. So I'm
So,
working
can
on
I
that.
ask you a question, Shireen? And then
Of
I'll get
course.
into my thoughts on it. What do you feel like triggered the guilt emotion that you felt, even though you're clearly aware of what has been
Everything, yeah.
strenuous and physically exhausting for you that you've been invested in and moving so many days back to back to back? What do you think actually triggered you feeling actually guilty about needing rest?
I think that probably some of it is from like our upbringing, right? Um,
Thank you.
our upbringing of like get up early and do something in the house, or if you're chilling, oh wait, don't you have something to do? Like sometimes I feel in certain cultures they're not accustomed to resting. And as women and as black women, sometimes we're doing so much, especially if you are like the head of your household. We're doing so much as moms, as single moms, and I can only speak for me, but it's common. It's common. We're doing so much. Um, but there's this tone that we were raised with. right? That kind of doesn't give permission to it. So it's almost like unlearning that piece and relearning that it's okay.
I feel you, and I can relate
Mm-hmm.
to the how you were raised. So
Mm-hmm.
like Saturday mornings when you think because you don't have school and you don't have any place to get up and go in the morning, that you can rest, you can sleep in. And
Mm-hmm.
that's not the case. It's get up, this house
Mm-hmm.
needs to get clean.
Yep.
The whole house needs to get clean. Everything
Mm-hmm.
needs to be done before you can even ask to go do something for yourself and spend
Mm-hmm.
time with people that you want to spend time with, or just go do something fun. Um, and I think that definitely shapes how we embrace rest. And if your parents or the people in your household aren't supportive
Of
of
rest. Mm-hmm.
getting adequate sleep and valuing rest, and seeing the importance of how it relates to well-being and your health, then it's something that you're not used to know that you need to value it because it's not something that's being enforced. And a lot of times our values and principles, morals are all coming from how we were raised before we decided on our own how to create them. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm at a place where I know sleep hygiene is very important and you need at least 7 hours of sleep. I understand that with someone with polycystic ovarian syndrome, your body needs to rest. Your body
Yeah.
needs to be able to do what it needs to do while you're in a still state. Like it just needs to happen.
Yeah.
And when you don't allow your body to get the rest that it needs, you're going to have more problems. And
Yeah.
so while you're thinking, I need to be up to solve more problems,
Yeah.
it's really in the resting that you're
That
actually
those are
helping,
yeah.
right?
Absolutely, girl.
And
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's the thing. And you brought on the information in regards to when you said African American women, and how much that stress and stuff
Well,
kind of really comes about. That's a big thing.
yeah, I don't want to just say African American women. I said Black women because my family is
Black
Caribbean,
women.
right? And I want to include all of us. you know, African American, not African American, African, Caribbean, Canadian. I'm gonna just say Black women, right? To cover us all. Yeah. What's Spencer doing? Spencer, you interrupting the live. Get away from that window. Like your mom is trying to focus on this talk and you
No,
distracting her.
I wanted to look into adding some tips because I thought this was a very, very good conversation that we were having.
Mhm.
So one of the things that I thought about when we were talking about sleep hygiene, how that comes about, another aspect of it is being an entrepreneur.
Girl.
And when
I
you're
I was
trying
gonna
to
call
do
you
so
out.
many things,
I was gonna call you out, Giovanni. As you bring up
I
yeah, because 2 weeks ago when you were trying to get something done, you were going hardcore crazy.
I
Like,
still am
right.
going hard,
Girl, you were even
core,
asking us,
crazy.
tell me to shut it down.
Y'all
because
were telling me to shut it down. And that's what I was about to
yeah.
say in regards to entrepreneurship. And when you have all of these goals and you have a list of things you want to do, and if
Mhm.
you are on a high, raw, vibrant lifestyle where
Yeah.
everything that you're consuming has this high vibrational energy, you have this
Mhm.
sense of focus and clarity and drive that it's
Mhm.
hard to really shut down. And when you're
Yeah.
passionate about something, you want to continue to work towards it
Oh,
because as you knock things off the list, you feel accomplished. You feel this
yep.
this rush that says, I'm getting closer and closer to the thing that I know I want. And it's
Mhm.
okay to have that drive. But when you're not giving yourself the proper rest that you actually need, your creativity decreases. Your bandwidth to be able to do things the way
Yeah.
you would really want to do it and be as innovative and be as clear about it decreases and diminishes.
Yeah.
So while you might think that I have all these things I need to do for my business and I need all these different tasks because I want all of this to be successful, if you're not getting the rest that you need, your body isn't going to be able to truly perform and meet you where you want it to be. And
Mhm.
so while we might be going, it's in the resting state that you need to make sure that your mind and your body are aligned and connecting. And if not, that's when we know a lot of different things can come about.
Yeah, for me, I might not be on a raw diet, but I think a lot of entrepreneurs can resonate with the feeling of once you're getting things accomplished and you're getting things done off that checklist, it's go, go, go. And we already know that the entrepreneur mindset is quite different because you do have to just keep going, right? And you are trying. Well, one, you had to change your mindset. So we're not even talking about mindset because clearly, if you're going, you already got your mindset to a certain degree. Well, then maybe that's debatable.
Oh
But
no, Shireen, because
that's
if
why I said
it's
maybe that's debatable. That could be
what part is
debatable
debatable? Tell me.
because you don't necessarily have to have your mindset in the right place just because you're going hard. That's not true. You, there, you can.
Right. I thought
That's
you were
why you
saying
experience.
shifting your mindset to make sure you get the adequate amount of rest in order to
Oh,
do
I
what you need.
wasn't talking
I
about
got
like
you.
that.
That's
I'm
why I
not.
was
I
like,
wasn't.
elaborate.
Yeah, I wasn't saying that. I was saying just having your mindset in the place to be an entrepreneur, right? So I wasn't really, I
Agreed.
mean, that's why I said I'm not really trying to go into mindset, but, or, I mean, unless you have something there that you want to talk about. But for me, I'm just saying a lot of entrepreneurs, one, they think a little bit differently. So they already have that go mentality. But even you saying things about resting, like all my creativity comes when I am on my downtime, right? Even when I'm feeling guilty about it, but if I take that long shower, that's when the ideas stop popping up. After I've had that long rest, that's when the ideas, or I like to go and spend time. I've said this before. I'm a water child, I'm a summer baby. I like to be by the lake. That's when the ideas come to me when I am near big bodies of water or when I'm in the water. So that's definitely when, and it's usually I'm resting at those points. I'm not behind a screen, and I practically live behind the screen. So, yeah, girl.
And you know what? That's one of the habits that you could start adapting to help with better sleep is to give
Mhm.
yourself screen breaks.
Yeah.
And then, and sometimes you even say, Shireen, and that tip was just for everybody. But sometimes,
Mhm.
Shireen, you talk about your migraines, and you already say, "I just been in front of the computer, or in front of screens too long, and I need to give it rest." So that is a healthy habit is to actually give yourself screen breaks. Some of us
Mhm.
work regular jobs and entrepreneurship jobs that have a lot of screen time, including the time you're on your phone. So taking screen breaks is a way to really help you start
Yeah.
creating a habit to being able to sleep a little bit better. Having a sleep schedule, not just saying a goal like, oh, I want to be in the bed by 10 o'clock. No, really have a schedule to where you know what you're
Mhm.
accomplishing, what you want to get done, and by the time you need to cut it off. And then have I would say like a backup plan. If this didn't get done, when I plan to plug it in another time. So that way you're still prioritizing the rest you can get. And I think
Mhm.
because you know you can keep staying up as long as you want to, it's something you feel like is negotiable. I don't really have to go to sleep. I can knock this out. I'm not really needing to go to sleep, but it's
Mhm.
really shifting that sleep hygiene and that rest priority to the point where nah, I gotta get in at least 7 hours. I need to figure it out because everything is figure outable.
I
Right
think
or wrong.
I think too, if you have that schedule, because we talked about having a sleep schedule a few weeks back. Even if you fall off, because it's okay if you fall off, just kind of recognize how do you get back on and the benefits of getting back on, right? Or the benefits of why you set it up to begin with. Because when we talked about my sleep schedule that I talked about was getting to the bed for 10:30, and just how you said when you're because you're on a raw diet, it takes you time to shut down your brain. I take time, Giovanni, to shut down my brain as well. By the time I get to that bed, for some reason, I have like more energy. I will go home, shower, get on the bed, and then all of a sudden I have like a burst of new energy. And it's like, I'm not even gonna lie, that's my TikTok time. The nighttime TikTok is hype. That is my TikTok time. But if I give myself an hour after getting in the bed and I can intentionally shut it down, which I have not done this week. And I think that's why I was feeling the repercussions of being overly exhausted. Whereas a few weeks ago, I don't even know if it was last week, but the week before, I think is when I was really purposefully doing that schedule. But then um, our good friend, the Activity Playhouse, had also called me out on, "Oh, girl, you always trying to get to that studio early, but you waking up later and later, so you're getting to the studio later and later, and then you leave really late, right?" So
She's a great accountability partner for you,
absolutely,
because like
absolutely,
unlike Cynthia and I, we still got a job to go
right,
to where we can't really just allow our full day to be committed to whatever business ventures we have, you
yeah,
know. And so you now are transitioning to this new lifestyle, and she's
yeah,
really helping you hold yourself accountable to saying, hey, now you are your job, you have to make
exactly.
sure you're where you need to be to start handling business. Just because you got that free time to not really say I gotta
It
clock
is
in somewhere
not
or no
free
say
time.
meeting. There you go. It's
It is
it's like it's
not.
go time,
It
and
is
you've
not
been
free
wanting this
time.
for so long. So I'm glad you're leaning into,
Mhm.
what she's saying to help you and support you, because that's
Absolutely,
that's what it's all about. It's about you evolving and having people that truly support you and love you help you build that personal development that you need for
absolutely,
yourself.
absolutely.
Because it's you showing up for you, and then everything else will start being that law of attraction where everything will start coming
Yeah.
together. But I like that you know that you get into bed and that's your TikTok time. I'm the opposite. By the time I lay down in the bed and I'm trying to do my one uh raw post for the night, like by the
Yeah.
time I get to the last one, my phone is dropping out of my
Out of your
hand and
hand.
nothing.
Okay.
I'm like, what am I even trying to say? Like when I get into bed, it's almost that time. It don't take long for me to actually go to sleep. But another thing too that helps out that can
Wait,
cause
wait, wait.
issues.
Before you go to the another thing, but
Okay.
have you been getting into the bed based on the time that you have um set out for yourself?
I haven't, but I make sure I count my times and say, okay, if I'm not getting in until 10 or if I'm not getting in until 11, I'm not going to make sure I'm up at my 5 o'clock alarm. I'll wait until 6 and then I'll push myself and do what I need to do. So I'm maximizing
Every
the
single
time.
time you're counting it?
Yeah, but when I get into bed, I'm like, okay, how much more time do I need? What does it look like? Am I only getting
Okay.
6 hours? Am I getting seven? So I'm aware of by
Mm,
the time
I
I
got
get into
you.
bed, how many hours I had to go to sleep, or have until I have to wake up or need to wake up.
Yeah.
But I haven't created that schedule to say
Right.
these are all the things that I'm doing, like what I was just talking to you about in regards to scheduling out what you need to do, how to do it. When it's not done, cut it off, get something else, because when you get in that groove and you're knocking things off, you're going, going, going.
Mhm.
But what I wanted to say is also managing your stress. If you
Yeah.
are someone who has high stress, it's going to be harder for you to be able to fall asleep. It's going to be hard for your body to really be in a restful state.
Sorry.
And so managing your stress is a big thing. If that's drinking a calming tea at night, if that's stretching, if that's deep breathing, I absolutely love deep breathing, and that helps me go to sleep. Even if you're doing a guided meditation, they have you doing deep breathing in the guided meditation to help
Mhm.
your body get in that relaxed state so you are able to go to sleep. So I'm a advocate for deep breathing exercises, and not
Okay.
even making it complicated, but a inhale for 5 seconds, a hold for three, and then an exhale for a slow 7 seconds. And that has really allowed me to not only find tension spots in my body, but it
Yeah.
also, after doing it so many times, allows me to really start to relax. And you don't know when you're in that state of go, 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 where your
Mm,
tension is really at, because you're in
mhm,
go mode. You're tense
mhm.
somewhere.
Yeah, for me, I hold the tension in my neck and my back so I can feel where my tension is. It's like for the past few weeks, I've been thinking, I need to go get a massage. I need to go get a massage because my tension is always, my stress and my tension are from here and then down my back. Right. So I feel it doesn't really hit other place. That's where it attacks me. Right. But, yeah. So, but you saying how you what you do, the deep breathing, it's funny because I'm not doing deep breathing for that, but I think I'll look into that. For me, I've mentioned this before. It's no different from me talking about being by the water. I put on my like frequency, like water sounds, right? Those things we talked about this, I think, on the live before. Relaxes my brain waves, relaxes the tension behind my eyes because I do suffer from migraines, right? Screen or no screen. If the weather pressure is too hard, I'll put on a sound. Or if I really need to get to sleep, but my brain is overstimulated, I am up and I am like just wide awake. I've talked about, putting on a particular app so I can listen to a particular sound. And the frequency of that sound puts me in the deepest sleep, the deepest sleep. And I need those things to kind of help shut it down. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. For me, when I was in a place where I wasn't able to be as calm, and I was processing trauma and grief of a life situations and relationships, I would have to play frequencies as well. And sometimes it would be rain, and rain was very
Mhm.
calming for me. So playing like a frequency that includes rain, ocean sounds was very helpful for me as
Mm.
well. With relaxing, I even made a rain video on my YouTube channel to try to help other people. And I even talked
Yeah.
about it with my students. So a lot of times, some of my students will say, I'll be like, "Did you have a good night?" And they'll be like, it was okay. I was like, well, what time do you go to sleep? And then they'll say,
Mhm.
like, not till 1 or 2. Why are you still up? Like, were you on the phone? Or, and it was like, I just
Yeah.
can't sleep. And so I tell them, I've tried different frequencies of music to listen to help me calm down and go to sleep, or guided meditations. And they've tried it, as well as having other people try like ashwagandha. And that's
Mhm.
been
I
helpful
keep
as well. Like
hearing
the
about that one.
gummies.
I've yet to try that one.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
gummies. I did the gummies because they're students, and I made sure like I talked to that over with one of my students who was grieving the loss of her mother, and
Mhm.
she was having a hard time sleeping, and so I talked to her godmom about ashwagandha and got her some ashwagandha gummies, and it was
Mhm.
able to allow her to sleep, and she felt better about finally being able to sleep, and that made me feel good. So like I said earlier, when it comes to my wellness wins, as I'm on my healing journey, it helps me and it motivates me to keep going when I'm able to take what I've learned that worked for me to be able to
Yeah.
suggest it to other
Share it.
people in hopes that it may or may not work for them, but it gives them something to try.
Yeah.
And so I love that. But I just really want Shireen, because we really hit a good amount of points when it comes to feeling guilty. Do you feel guilty about rest? It
Mhm.
just matters to me because when you're not getting the rest that you need, it starts leading into different chronic illnesses.
Mhm.
It starts leading into heart disease. It starts leading into weight gain, which a lot of people don't want. There are some
Mhm.
people who want to gain weight, but not getting enough sleep isn't the way you want to go to get that healthy weight gain that you're looking for. But diabetes, depression, anxiety, all of those things can play a part when it comes to you not getting the adequate rest that you need, or you're not prioritizing sleep hygiene. And that's
Mhm.
why we really want to have this conversation, because we can go on go mode as entrepreneurs. We know life is happening. We have so many things we want to accomplish in our life. But if we're not allowing our bodies to be with us and treating it the way it deserves to be treated, we can't expect to go but so far, because our bodies have to go with us in the journey that we're going, having the impact that we're trying to have. And so it
Mhm.
starts with how you take care of yourself, how you love yourself, and how you allow your mind and your body to connect and align. And you got to do that. And you got to figure out what works for you. So I hope that somebody got some tips out of that and some takeaways. But we know, both me and Shireen talked about it before we got on the live. We know that both of
Mhm.
our values of sleep
Yep.
came from childhood, not being told we could really rest and sleep in, and that
Old
the
values, old values. Not our
oh
current
yes,
values,
oh
our old
definitely.
values, because what we're doing is releasing the things that no longer serve us, right? And so the whole point of these discussions is for us to identify and, as you said, be aware and releasing those old things so we can implement new healthier practices that actually benefit us, right? So not everything that you were raised with, you need to continue pursuing or implementing or doing. Just kind of stop and really think about the root cause and think about how it's impacting you as within your lifestyle, as Giovanni's mentioning. And then just kind of figure out, is it okay to make changes? Of course it is. Of course it is. You are not the same person you were yesterday. You are not the same person you were this morning. That's not always true. unless you are, but you would have to know. So, yeah. But Giovanni, you know what I wanted to say? I remember even one time I was speaking to you. What's wrong?
There was something you just said that I absolutely loved.
What's that?
And I don't know if they got it. I just wanted to reiterate it. Shireen
Go.
just told you to give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to get the rest that you need. Give yourself permission to change. Give yourself permission to look at your lifestyle you have right now and make the changes that will better align with who it is that you want to do. Permission. It was the
Mhm.
permission for me that you just spoke on. You can give yourself that permission. Go ahead.
Yeah, give yourself permission to change. I was gonna say that there was even a time that I called you and you were in the class still, um, with your student, and I think your students were in the class, and you actually had the frequency music playing in the background. Am I right?
Yeah, I do.
And I think like that, people just need to know that too. You don't need to wait till you're in the bed. Because if I have a migraine, I actually play the frequency sounds or the ocean sounds while I'm driving. I play it instead of having, so me in my car, I'm either listening to a podcast, I'm listening to music, I'm listening to the voice messages between the accountability group because we chat all day long, we work all day long. Or if it's that time where my brain and my eyeballs need a little bit of a break, I'm playing those frequency sounds as I drive, right? Because I'm usually all over the damn city. So all over, I live in the car at times. So, but you can just play that on the go. Or if you're in a work environment, doesn't matter if you're in the class or you're in corporate, put those sounds on, whether you have your headphones on, excuse me, sorry, you're walking to wherever you're walking to, or you're just taking your evening walk or your morning walk, throw on those sounds and let it kind of relax your brain waves, right? Relax your body from the inside out. Hmm.
I love it. I
Hmm.
think it was good. I like this talk, Shireen.
Yeah,
I think we have enough out within this to give ourselves permission to do some things a little different, even for us.
absolutely.
Even for
Absolutely.
us.
For me, so if you had to do one thing different, what you doing?
Giving myself a non negotiable cutoff time
Yeah, girl.
to just go ahead and shut it down and get into bed. Non negotiable.
Yeah.
And what stands out the most to me about this cutoff time is that
Mhm.
when I did a boot camp in March, I was told that I didn't value time. I thought I did,
Ooh, this like last like March, like just now?
hmm I said I
Ooh,
didn't
wait,
value
who
time,
said that to you?
and that didn't. It was so real though. It was so real, and
Okay.
you might think you value time,
Yeah,
but what you do with your time shows you what you truly value. And
that's real.
that right there is what I am still like, Giovanni, show yourself that you do
Value time.
value time. Make time valuable to you. And that's just what I'm doing. So I feel like after
Mhm.
having this conversation tonight, I just need to set a non-negotiable time of what time I'm going to get in the bed. If I know that I need to be able to be up at a certain time, to show up someplace at a certain time, to get things going. So I need a non-negotiable time to get into bed and just shut it down and start doing my wind down to be with myself to get into bed. What
All right.
about you?
I got one up on that too. Not up on it, but like one to add to it.
Okay.
Um, we have like we are in different coaching programs or we're in different communities in addition to us having our own accountability groups, and this has come up time and time again in all our different sessions with different coaches and different accountability groups and different communities, and books that we've read. And I think I need to aim to master time blocking.
Mm.
And it does not need to be to the extent of, as yet, I can work towards the extent of the 12-week work year. But if I prioritize the top things that need to get done for the week, right? The top things that need to get done for the week and slot those in a freaking calendar. Because even if you have three priorities, where I used to work, one of my old managers used to say to me, as product teams and we worked in tech, we can only work at three things at a time. Three things at a time, he would tell the team. And because even though you pick three things, there's multiple activities that happen within those three things to accomplish them. Right. So we talk about like work back schedules and things like that. What are all the activities? So if you have a date that you're trying to accomplish. So if I have a date that I want to launch something, or I want to lose weight, or I want to be eating better by, or I want to fit into something, whatever the situation is, whatever your goals are, you set whatever that is and you look at your calendar for the week or your calendar for the month. So you start, so we're at the beginning of the month. What day are we on? May
The
the
second.
2nd. So if you have a goal for this month, what do you want to accomplish by the end of this month? Take a look at what are the three top things. Don't pick 10 things because I like to pick 100 things. Take your three top things or your two top things or that one thing and identify all of the activities that you'll need to do to get that to the definition of done. And then you prioritize during the week the activities that you need to do, right? And throw that, I live by a calendar, throw that ish in a calendar. Schedule something. So if you're meal planning for the week, because your goal requires you to eat more vegetables and you're on the go, or by the time you get home from work and you realize you don't have vegetables, like trying to simplify it or trying to put it in relation to things that you might be trying to do. Prioritize getting those vegetables. Prioritize Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I need to head to the grocery store and get those vegetables. Prioritize meal prepping. Just prioritize your top things so you can get to those goals. And when I say prioritize, don't just put it on a list, put it in your calendar. Right? So when that alarm goes off, you know it's time to do something. Right? Hold if even if you don't have an accountability group. We are very fortunate we have each other. And if you are coming here every Thursday, as you should be, because you are following us and you are subscribing to our YouTube channels, I know you're seeing this on Facebook. Yes, I know you're seeing this on Facebook, but you need to head on over, look at the description. We have our, we have our YouTube links there. Go over and subscribe to both of us because we're both dropping gems for different topics of wellness, etc., etc. But like we can also hold you accountable on the Thursdays, right? And you can share that information. Um, you can share that information. Hold on, where's my mouse? We can share that information. You can share that information. But for me, that was a long-winded answer. But for me, it's kind of putting things in the calendar, prioritizing and actually putting it in the calendar. Yeah. I
I
can't
love
actually see
that.
what Tamisha is saying. Get all my decorations ordered. I'm a camera right in the middle
I got
for
you. You want me to
World
read it?
before
You,
the
you
end of the
got me?
month.
She got all her decorations ordered for World. That's the World Double Dutch tournament that is hosted in Sumter,
Okay.
South Carolina before the end of this month. That was
You go,
I think
girl.
that's her. Yeah.
That's
On
good.
it. On it
That's
very much.
good. Yeah.
So I think that's beautiful, Tamisha. Thank you for sharing your win. And Shireen, I like that. Whatever it is that you do, that you know where you're going to see it and you're going to be able to get it done, whether it's telling somebody to hold you accountable, whether it's creating an alarm, whether it's putting it in a calendar, whatever works best for you
Mhm.
that allows you to meet the goals that you have. If it's writing it down so many different times, do what you got to do for you to make it happen because you deserve it. Do whatever you
Absolutely.
got to do, whatever it looks like. Again, we gave you tips, but you got to make sure this aligns with who it is that you want to be and
Mhm.
what you value, to make that shift, to give yourself the permission
Mhm.
to do what it is that needs to be done. So
Alrighty.
let's
It's
get it.
here. Whew. It's always on time. Oh. Well, the word is the word is valid. Valid, baby, valid. Your opinion is just as valid as theirs. I missed that context.
Valid.
I think that your opinion. Now I'm gonna try
Your
to stretch it. I ain't
purpose is valid.
sure.
Your
That's not
love
what the
is
word said.
valid. Your existence is valid.
Absolutely. Your
A
goals
lot
are valid
of times, people look for validation
from other people.
outside, and validation is an inside job. You valid and validate your calling, your purpose, your existence, your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, your values. You validate all of that. Nobody else matters but you when it comes to validating what matters most. And like my cousin said, it don't matter who understand it or not. You validate it all. You make it valid. You make it either true or your truth. Is up to you. I like
So
that. Valid.
mhm. I was
Valid.
I was gonna say, if I echo some of the sentiments of the events that I came off the weekend from, and
Hmm.
actually I attended 3 big women's events that I sponsored this month, that Perspective Studio Production sponsored specifically. And the sentiments of the last one stands for all 3 of them. Because in the first one, as women, we were told to have the audacity. So have audacity, step outside and have audacity. In the second one, they did talk about giving yourself essentially grace, right? That's my paraphrase for it. And in the third one, it really talked about do something big. So your opinion is just as valid as theirs. Do something big for yourself. Your idea that you want to do, the opinions, all those things, they're all valid, baby. Do something for yourself and do it big, right? This word actually came out, and I kept shuffling, and I just as I put it down, I noticed it was on the top, and it was comfort. And we talk about this all the time, and this states growth cannot come from your comfort zone. So if you want to do something big, you have to get uncomfortable because growth is not coming from your comfort zone, or you need to push through that uncomfortableness and do something big. Yeah. Giovanni, I don't know if you want to add any besides what where they should follow us. Sorry, go ahead, hon. I think you're on mute.
I love that you talked about comfort. Um, and I just believe that I want you to find comfort in the fact that you're capable. And when your
Mhm.
comfort is in the fact that you're capable, there's nothing that you can't do. And it's not about being in comfortable situations, it's just knowing that you're capable of doing whatever it is that you need to do. So lean into the discomfort, lean into the unknown, keep evolving, trust yourself, trust the process, and know that you're on a journey and not a destination. So remember to find comfort in the fact that you're capable. And so
Absolutely.
that's what I'm going to say in regards to the word comfort.
I love that. Do
Thank
me a
you.
favor, hit subscribe on the Black Print Com YouTube channel. Hit subscribe or tap into our newsletter on blackprint.com as well. So you can stay in tune and tap in to when we have episodes drop in, when we have new products happening, what's going on with our social medias, right? Tap in on those 2 channels. I'm going to say our newsletter on blackprint.com because we are taking a little trippy trip in the upcoming weeks. And we definitely want to share that trip with you, but also show you what comes from that trip, which should be new products on blackprint.com. And as well, if you are subscribed to Blackprint.com on YouTube, you will see all the videos and all the behind the scenes and everything that's going on in the world of Black Print Voices and Vibes and Perspective Studio Productions. Mm-hmm.
So what I'm gonna say is I need you to grab that free guide in the description of this video. It's an anti-inflammatory guide that is really helping people with chronic illnesses start to make healthy habits and lifestyle changes. In that guide, it talks about the importance of stress management. It talks about sleep hygiene, getting in the adequate amount of rest, something we talked about today. It talks about movement and getting your body to move and the importance of moving. And then it talks about mindful eating, eating the right foods that help with your mood, but as well as helping with healing your body from the inside out and choosing the right foods. So you got foods, you got fruits, vegetables, herbs, spices in that guide. And then you got 5 smoothie and juice recipes to help you start creating that habit of getting in more fruits and vegetables throughout your day. So grab that free guide out of the description of this video. And if you're looking for a healthy habits and lifestyle coach, there's a link for you to drop. So you can go ahead and tell me more about yourself so I can know exactly what I need to know to meet with you so we can figure out how I can empower you to continue to be on your own personal healing journey. It's your healthy habits and lifestyle coach, Giovanni, and I help those with endometriosis and polycystic ovary syndrome reduce chronic pain, eliminate stress, and minimize irregular or heavy periods. I love you, but most importantly, thanks for vibing with me, y'all.
Thank you so much for joining this episode. Be back next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, or if you're in Giovanni's time zone, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time. Sorry, I'm Eastern Standard Time. Everything's on Eastern in my mind. But thank you, as Giovanni said, and have a good night. I almost said have a good night, ladies. Have a good night, everyone.